What's going on YouTube? Welcome back here. It's Friday night, hanging out with my buddy, Not Your Father's Capital. He's also got a YouTube channel. We'll hit on that here in just a few. But Mark, what's up, man? Crazy week in the market. What else is new, right?
Just hanging out on a Friday, trying to keep up with the crazy market. Seeing a lot of pullback going on right now across the board. So got a lot to talk about in this video.
Yeah, Bitcoin, it wasn't too long that it was up over 30K. Of course, we know that it dumped down below it, came back, and now we're pushing down even maybe lower than 27,000. Altcoins, it's interesting. Altcoins never really have picked up this year. Bitcoin up 70%, at least it was when it was over 30K. It's been a lot about Bitcoin. I mean, do you think from a macro standpoint, that's kind of what's going on with the banks and things like that? I mean, we haven't seen the altcoin pump. I mean, aside from some meme coins, which we'll get to that later on too.
Yeah, well, it's been interesting because the way that everything should correlate, you should see the tides rise and fall with Bitcoin, right? So, when we've seen the institutional money, the banking world, the sector, and all the hedging going against inflation, that's when we've seen really the effect that you'd not want to see with altcoins as much, where it should be correlating, and it's just not.
Yeah, Bitcoin, interestingly enough, I think there are a lot of traditional investors out there, I think, looking around saying, you know what, I've sat on the sidelines a little bit too long. Some people have been telling me to get in Bitcoin for 5, 6, 7, 8 years now. Now I'm looking around. I'm seeing banks collapse. I'm seeing inflation become an issue. We're in a recession, whether they want to call that a recession or not. And I think you're seeing a lot of institutions and big-time investors say, you know what, let's get into Bitcoin. I don't think they're necessarily ready to get into Ethereum and some of the altcoins, but I think eventually that market will come back. The retail money will come back. And shout out to everybody out there. We actually got some people joining us, a little over 130 people here on a Friday night. Appreciate you guys stopping in. And we're dual streaming this over on Not Your Father's Capital channel too. I'll pull it up in a minute. But Mark, what do you think about that? I mean, do you think, you're in the real world. I mean, we both know people in traditional finance. Are they starting to maybe come around to the idea of Bitcoin a little bit?
Yeah, see, adoption's key, right? And so we know the numbers, we know the statistics, we know the percentage with global adoption and where that all stands in current day. But where we sit right now, and right here, right now, I think where you're seeing more so is we look at what is actually happening with Bitcoin. And I think it comes down to people are sick of traditional economies. And you've seen it now in the United States, let alone abroad in Europe, but especially in the United States. The United States dollar is basically becoming hostage. And I think the SEC has just got themselves in a battle where they're in between a rock and a hard place, and they're backed up against a corner because, with inflation the way it is, if Bitcoin could ever touch 50 plus K, those crazy levels, you could see some serious trouble in Washington.
100%. And we're going to talk about Bitcoin. Of course, the Bitcoin halving coming up next year, right around this time, too, guys. So that's going to be something really to watch because historically speaking here, I'm going to turn my laptop a little bit because this mic doesn't want to cooperate with me as much. But historically speaking, guys, anytime we get around the Bitcoin halving, we've seen Bitcoin pump. And if history repeats itself, this time next year, we're going to have another halving event. And usually we get an altcoin season that comes with that. And I think that will come back. I truly do. And I think as much as we know about Bitcoin, we have the history we have, right? It's only been here since roughly 2010. Historically speaking, we've always moved in these 4-year cycles, and we're gearing up for the next big halving event. And I think it's going to come right at a perfect time because while 2021 was amazing for new people coming in, and I was one of those people really taking it serious and jumping in. I mean, how many more people now have heard about Bitcoin, heard about Ethereum, missed the boat in 2021 that can't wait for the next one? And, quite frankly, will FOMO in. I mean, Mark, I know you and I were, kind of right there late 2020 when we started really, taking Bitcoin serious and looking at it as a real asset class. How many more people are right there in 2024 during the next Bitcoin halving? What do you think?
Yeah, that's interesting for sure. Yeah, I think too, what you see across the board on the charts, right? You see a lot of getting back to where we came from before the bull, right? Everybody looks at 2021, just absolutely fire. But before the bull, if you look at the charts and you kind of go back to those 2000 late 2020, early 2021 levels. We're right back there, and we're actually up a little bit, but we've gained adoption across the board. So that's what's most interesting. And then to your point, Zach, I think what we see also is a lot of people, I think, are used to that bull market, right? They're used to those gains. They're used to the rewards, the better, the good light of being in crypto, the better side of crypto, right? And so I think when you're seeing this adversity that we're going through, you're kind of getting you're kind of getting stuck as an investor, as a crypto enthusiast, where you don't really know how to react in this kind of an environment when all you know is a bull market. So I think that's a little bit more that I think correlates with what we're seeing with the markets than maybe so back in those 2021 days that you talked about.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, in 2021, the thing that happened, obviously, was the mass hysteria, the mass adoption. I think it was a perfect storm. Obviously, just timing wise, Bitcoin was meant to have its day, but then you had everybody at home, right? Because those were during times where people were locked down, and people had some extra money to spend, and all of a sudden they're looking for a Dogecoin, and I missed Dogecoin, and here comes Shiba Inu, right? It culminated into this perfect storm. And I think, what it did for crypto, we really don't fully understand yet, because I think for as many people as, those people who got into crypto, there's just as many, if not more, who now know these names of these top altcoins, who know what Cardano is, who know what Ethereum is and Dogecoin. And when this comes back around, I think people are going to, look at it as a great opportunity. I think people are already there. I mean, I noticed, and you've got a channel too, obviously, this is Not Your Father's Capital. Make sure you guys go check him out. He's got great content. Highly encourage you guys to subscribe to the channel. I'll drop it in the comments here. But I've even noticed a huge turn just from January. I mean, remember, guys, we were at $16,000 Bitcoin in late December. That's not very long ago. So while, this 27,000 kind of stings just because we were up over 30, zoom out a little bit, right? I mean, we were sub 20 not too long ago here to start 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when we think about that, Mark, I mean, in terms of Ethereum, right? Because that's kind of the next one up. Do you think Ethereum outpaces Bitcoin in the next cycle? And
I think with Bitcoin halving coming up in 2024, that's going to kind of set the bar, I think, for the rest of crypto. And it's just a simple, tokenomics standpoint. It has nothing negative against Ethereum. And it's nothing to do with Ethereum. It's just, I think Bitcoin it's just the proof is in the pudding with the history. It's primed. So
yeah. Brian Martin chiming in here. Appreciate you, Brian, and appreciate everybody out there. Make sure you guys hit that like button as you're coming in. We've got quite a few people hanging out. Appreciate you guys as always for checking in here. I know it's a Friday night. Some people hanging out. Make sure you guys.
Mind if I get that?
What's that? Yeah,
go ahead. Pullback. Yeah, definitely a seasonal thing, Brian. I think you can see definitely like what you're doing right now. You're getting ready for summer. Most parts of the country, they're not really trading crypto. So for your more casual investors, it's more, during the pandemic, that's when it really took off, when everybody was inside, colder weather and what have you. And I think you're seeing that now. You do see we talk about crypto winter, right? But I think you do see a little bit of relaxation, more holding, more of a holding pattern. People take their foot off the gas as it relates to trading, investing, and just because the weather's better. People are out. They're not really, 24/7 getting it done inside of the, on their phones, on their app. It's more of a seasonal thing for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a bunch of people out there. Julio, appreciate you stopping in. Tim's in the house. Maybe some people are testing the waters. Yeah, I think so. Ignacio. I think we got a guy we graduated here. Look at it. I think that's Mets, right? Y-Town.
Oh yeah.
What's up, Mets? How you doing, man? Chris, sub bro, by the dip. Yeah, I think a lot of people looking at their favorite assets right now because, listen, guys, there's a ton of opportunities, right? When we have these red days, it's met with huge opportunities. Not too many things in the green right now. BNB is actually slightly in the green the last 24 here. But other than that, you got some stable coins that are flat, obviously. But when you flash over to the other side of things, all of a sudden, you've got opportunities. Phantom, we've talked about that one. That's a top 50. Aptos stole the show late last year as a new layer one. I mean, you've got some great assets on a discount right now. I'm really eyeing some of these AI cryptos. I don't know if you've kind of delve into that as much, Mark. I mean, there's some great opportunities out there in the AI sector. I know it's kind of the hot button thing, but this big data push, AI, crypto. I mean, do you see that becoming a thing and a legitimate sector?
Yeah, AI is definitely scary, man. For sure. We all know about Fetch. Fetch kind of,
Yep.
had a real strong showing there for a minute, but across the board, AI, gaming, I think that's where you're going to see, especially when more and more corporations start getting into Web3 and what have you. You're going to see a lot of adoption coming out from that side of things. But the AI, I'm kind of, it is so scary. You're hearing about prank phone calls,
Oh, it's
kidnappings, what have you, just crazy stuff coming out of the world with some of the scams going on with AI. And I think that's going to be, maybe a good thing for crypto. Maybe it kind of takes the reins and takes the microscope off of crypto, where you start to see some regulators, maybe they say, hey, we got to take care of this AI thing first before, we let the, we start, maybe they loosen on the stable coin side of things, and, AI becomes on the forefront.
Yeah, I was listening to. I'm a huge Joe Rogan fan. I was listening to a Rogan podcast today, and I usually don't miss any of them. And he was talking today, crazy stuff. So they're actually now creating. Before it was like deep fakes. It's so much deeper than that now. Now they're creating actual podcasts that never happen, and it's like Rogan talking to whoever this other person is, and they have him like endorsing products. And they're putting these things out on YouTube, and they're getting obviously millions of views because it's Rogan. I mean, it's all done with AI. It's kind of freaky. I mean, kind of scary. They had the ones where Trump's getting arrested, the AI images and stuff and videos. It is pretty scary. But I think you're right. I think go ahead.
How is Trump's NFTs going? The second batch.
Second batch. Yeah,
we got to check those out real quick, because they, the first ones, a lot of people made a lot of money off that first batch NFTs.
Yeah. They'll probably
a lot of Biden supporters probably made money off of those too.
Yeah, no, 100%. Metz, who's a traditional finance guy, says thoughts on rebalancing portfolios right now to lock in guaranteed 4 or 5% with CDs and online savings rates with potential of recession on the horizon. Yeah, and Metz, I mean, that's a good point. And I guess it would be like a deeper recession, right? Because technically we've been in one, or we're in one, I guess. But I think you're right. I think there's a lot of fear. I think that's the thing right now. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of uncertainty out there, and let's call it what it is. Crypto is a risky business. I mean, it's the riskiest asset class outside of NFTs, right, which is inside crypto, that you can get in, right? So crypto is not for the faint of heart, but I think people who have been in it, at least during this last cycle, have seen the tops and seen the bottoms here, can say that, man, when the getting's good, there's nothing like it. And historically speaking, the markets do come back in crypto as well, right? So you want to buy low, sell high. These are the times where you should be focused in on finding those great cryptos, whether it's, something in the AI sector like Fetch AI, or, I mean, come down the list. I mean, I know you're a big Cardano guy. Are you still a big believer there? Or are you looking to add to your position there, Mark?
Well, Cardano is my biggest holding, just to preface my statements. But when it comes to Cardano, over $3 during the bull, and then basically just crashing down as low as 20 cents. So for those of you that are into Cardano, you definitely can do the math on that one. And if, obviously dollar cost averaging on your way down from $3 to that 24 cents, obviously that lowers your basis, where long term, I think Cardano definitely takes a better approach than most cryptos. So as crypto becomes more and more adopted and evolving with the world and continuing with the times and everything with it from a macro standpoint, a political standpoint, a geopolitical standpoint, I think Cardano is positioned, in my opinion, better than most. And I think they're not in it for the pump; they're in it for the long haul. So that's just kind of how I feel about that.
I agree 100%. I think people get frustrated and they lose patience with Cardano because you're right. It's not a fast mover by any means. It's not a hype crypto. I mean, what they're trying to do here just in the continent of Africa is insane. I mean, they're literally trying to change the way finance is done in an entire continent. I mean, that's what they're trying to do. I mean, what other projects are actually going after that? And some may say, he's crazy. What's he trying to do? I mean, that's never going to work. It's only crazy until it works. And I think he has a big vision, Hoskinson, that is. And that's why he left Ethereum in the first place, because, Vitalik had a different vision. and listen, I don't pick sides, and I know, Mark, you don't either. A lot of people get tribal in this space. A lot of people say, well, if you invest in Ethereum, you must be against Cardano, right? Or vice versa. If you're a Cardano maxi, you can't invest in Ethereum. I think that's bullshit. I think that's absolute bullshit. They both have merit. They're both in my portfolio. They're just different. They're just different, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, good.
I think if push came to shove, I think Hoskinson would bury the hatchet.
Yeah.
And I think him and Vitalik would find a way to coexist and make Cardano, Ethereum a better place for crypto.
100%.
Jointly, if you will.
100%. Somebody's asking about Algorand. Chris, appreciate that question. So we'll pull up Algo. I'm an investor in Algorand. I've been in here for a while. I'm 100%, full disclosure, I'm down in my investment, but I've been adding to it. And now Algorand below 20 cents. I'll tell you what, not financial advice. You see the rolling ticker, but I like Algorand a lot. And I especially like it down here less than 20 cents. It doesn't happen that often, especially when you go out and you zoom out here. I mean, yeah, this is a really good opportunity, in my opinion, to pick up some Algorand down here. You just did an Algorand video not too long ago. I saw on the channel, right? You covered Algo not too long ago, didn't you? Mark? Oh, we might have lost him. We'll see if he pops back in here. I think we might have lost him on the internet connection, but yeah, I think NYFC covered him a little bit. So yeah, Mark's channel, guys, just fresh off the press. He's just getting started. Would really appreciate you guys go over there and check him out. He's creating content every single day. Good friend of mine, and we've been talking about the markets for a while. And I finally got him to create a YouTube channel. And anybody out there, you guys, you could do it, man. I mean, just hop on the bandwagon and start. I think we're bringing him back in here now. Let's see if we can get him back in. Just hop in and get it started. I mean, start the channel. Oh, he dropped back out again. But definitely do that. Let me see if I can get through some other questions here. People dump to celebrate Eid. Oh, yeah. Happy Ramadan to everybody who's celebrating. I know my buddy Ahmed was talking about that earlier. Guys, don't forget Litecoin halving coming in a few months. Yes, it is. Litecoin went on a nice run, too. Not too long ago. So I like Litecoin. It's one of those forgotten ones, but Ronald says Cardano's junk. Hey, man, I mean, hey, to each his own. That's fine. That's cool. Sup, bro? What do you think about Shiba Inu? Yeah, let's talk about SHIB. I mean, definitely. But yeah, looking at that Algorand again, I'm telling you guys, that could be a really good opportunity. So Shiba Inu, getting ready to maybe give back that zero, guys. And Mark's calling me here. Hold on one second. The guy who was just on with us is calling me. Hold on one second. Hey, you dropped out. You there? Yeah. Just come back in. I'm still live.
Yeah, my internet's not working.
Just okay. Well, if you can try to come back in, we're still live. All right. He's gonna try to pop back on. But yeah, SHIB's another one. When it gives back that zero, that's where I look to add to my position. And I've been trading SHIB for a little while. I was an early investor. I've got that side bag that I kind of just, set over there and hold it. But I've also traded it. And I've become a much better trader. I'm not perfect by any means. I'm getting better and better. I'm doing most of my trading on Bybit, but I've been doing that over the past 6 months. SHIB is so heavily traded now. That's the thing. I mean, you can make quite a bit of money with SHIB on the swings. But if you're looking for a long term, personally here, not financial advice, I just like to look when it gives back that zero. And we might just hit that. In fact, we got really close. The low here in the last 24 hours is at the 10-12. So, Mark, I think we got you back, man. What's up?
Oh yeah.
I was asking you about Algorand because I think you covered that on the channel not too long ago, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, the Algorand, Gensler pulled a Kardashian.
Yeah, what happened with that?
Yeah, he was straight shilling Algorand. So
shilling Algo.
That'd be a cute couple, seeing Gary Gensler and Kim just having a day.
Yeah. Algorand's interesting, man. I like it. I was just talking about it right before you dropped out. I mean, they've got a great team. The founders from MIT. They've got some really, really big players on the tech side of things. They're all about speed. They've actually kind of softly partnered with Cardano in a lot of ways. A lot of how Charles Hoskinson sees crypto kind of is how Algorand's founders see it as well. So I like Algo. I think it's one that goes unnoticed a little bit. Got some really good exposure too at the last World Cup. They were one of the main sponsors there too. So Michael Moreno wants to know when SHIB pump. Man, I try to. We get these questions all the time. Mark, what do you take a stab at it, man? When's SHIB gonna pump? When's it gonna go up 40-50% out of nowhere?
Well, I wanted to see more out of Shibarium, and I think that's what a lot of people here probably felt the same way. And maybe it's just a puppy net thing. Maybe it just, once mainnet goes live, I think maybe we'll see more kind of the community taking grasp of SHIB. But I think SHIB's vision is a lot, getting long term as well down the road. Just they're not so much building things, but I think what the SHIB that we're used to knowing isn't the SHIB that we're going to see 2-3 years down the road. I think that's going to be just the, its own mothership, if you will.
I think so too. And I think, for Shibarium, there's so many things they're working on it. Guys, I can't share all these details. Eventually I can. I was actually telling Mark a little bit of alpha, not too much, but I can't share a lot of this stuff yet. But I was talking to some very influential people that have some very big plans for the real launch of Shibarium, the main net launch. So, this beta is what it is, right? This is where you test things, you figure things out, you see what's right, you see what's wrong, and you make things better and get it ready for the mainnet launch. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to the metaverse. I think there's a ton of opportunities there for SHIB. And here's the thing. SHIB is so big now, and it's a household name. It will move with the market, meaning when the overall sentiment comes back, the retail money comes back, SHIB will move up just because of that. It's a top 15 crypto now, right? Similar to Dogecoin, similar to Cardano. It'll move when the market moves. On top of that, I think it still has some good utility behind it that will come to fruition down the line. And there you go. Chris is right on it. When BTC pumps, you also follow. Yeah. Sad indeed. If you can guess, add to your bags. Ruin Nation. Yeah, man, just stay at it. Clayton, I appreciate you, man. I always see you in the comments. Appreciate you, brother. Definitely. Go check out my buddy's channel, too. He's producing a lot of similar content. You're covering XRP a lot. What do you think, man? Are we going to
I think that's the next
done or what?
That's the next big pump for crypto for sure. I think that's going to happen. I think the SEC is sweating bullets personally. And the precedent that may be set, maybe something that we're, this might be what the broader crypto market wants. This might be what we need, and kind of that push, to further get out of the bear, especially with the, interest kind of softening, seeing the Fed kind of, getting those more dovish sentiment coming out from, the Fed and whatnot. I think XRP is going to really paint the SEC and regulators in a very bad spot in a couple of months. But we all know how long this is drug out, so it's not going to surprise me if we go even further.
Yeah, things are never done quickly in the court systems for sure. It's been 2+ years. It's interesting. I was listening to a Twitter space today. So if you guys aren't aware, today, Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, who's been very, very forthcoming and very out in the open in his feelings toward the SEC. And he's doing it for the betterment of crypto. He was in Washington, D.C., met with the SEC again today. They've met dozens of times now. And they did a Twitter space, lasted about 35-40 minutes right after they kind of finished up there. And it was a really interesting conversation. I did a video today on the channel about it if you want to watch it in full. But I took a bunch of notes today. It was a great space. But they had somebody on there who was a consultant for Ripple Labs. Of course, that's the company behind XRP. And, she was basically saying, when you look at use cases for crypto right now, things that jump out at you, what's number one? Cross-border payments. What does Ripple do? Cross-border payments. Better than anybody. Remittances, right? These sort of things. So I think you're right. I mean, when we look at use case that we can identify right now, it's exactly what Ripple does and what XRP provides. So what happens here is going to be very, very interesting, and it could set a huge precedent for the entire crypto space. And you just hope that it comes out on the right side. And if it doesn't, things will go on. The show will go on. Ripple, may or may not have to leave the United States, and that could happen. That could happen.
For sure.
So Jimmy says, I wonder if Mark is a big fan of Aletha AI. I have yet to hear about that one, Jimmy.
Yeah, they're in the GPT as well. There's a lot of them moving for sure. It's kind
Yeah, I
of
like.
so primitive right now that it's the generative AI space is it's you got your top 5, and that's pretty much what you have to go off of.
Yeah, Singularity Net. That's one of those top 5s. I love this one. They just partnered with Cardano. They're operating on Cardano's blockchain. They're ranked number 93 right now. They had a massive run up too, and but again, on a pullback, could be an opportunity. We'll see. SHIB will go up when BTC pumps, and also follow Dogecoin. Yeah. Greetings from Northern Norway. How we doing, Alf Tor? Thanks for checking in. You must get as much Bitcoin as possible if you want to change your lifestyle. Yeah, that's what a lot of Bitcoin maxis would say. Me and Mark were out there last year at Bitcoin Miami. Man, they have a different philosophy than a lot of people, right?
Yeah, we didn't really fit in too well.
No, I mean, if you're an altcoin guy, watch yourself out there at Bitcoin Miami, man, because they're all about Bitcoin. But it was cool getting their perspective, You
remember that Uber driver though?
Yeah.
Put his life savings in XRP. He said,
Yeah.
coming.
Were you with me out there? Oh, go ahead.
No, I think he got in at like 90 cents or something like that, and so I wonder how he's probably sitting in a good spot because he thought he was dead when it was down to those lows. He thought he was,
Yeah. No, I mean, I think, a lot of people hold a lot of XRP and their community is massive. I know you see it. I mean, it's
still ranked 6.
Yeah. With all the craziness, they're still here. I mean, it's a 23 billion with a B dollar market cap. It's not going anywhere. I mean, the volume's still there. It's still being traded, even though you can't trade it on some of the huge exchanges here in the States.
Which is scary because imagine when that kicks back up, if it does.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, think about that. You're not on Coinbase. You're not on Kraken. You're not on some major exchanges. But yeah, I think eventually it'll turn around for them. And XRP, is destined to 10x, 15x, 20x next cycle if they win the case for sure. So I remember I had someone in my Discord early on that got into XRP right when it was ICOing. I mean, it was just insane. It was fractions of a penny where they got in. It was pretty insane, pretty nuts. And that same person, I don't know if you remember the Axie Infinity run up in 2021. He got into that super early and he told me about it and I missed it. I didn't get in. And
I see a lot of comments on XRP in the comment box there. And I went and got into a little bit with some people online, and it's funny, people don't realize that Coinbase actually is a top 5 wallet with XRP. So it's an exchange. You don't own your crypto, but despite not being able to move or carry out your crypto on Coinbase when it comes to XRP, they aren't stupid. They have it. They have their bag of XRP, and it's the biggest amount of XRP in the United States. So don't get it twisted. I think I think that's something you have to look forward to if we do get a pro XRP ruling coming out of this lawsuit. And it's pretty. I think the writing's on the wall when it comes to that, unless something fishy comes down from the government. So.
That's a good point. Are you buying into Pepe? Alex says. So let's talk about memes a little bit. I mean, this has been insane. This has been insane. I mean, Pepe just went absolutely parabolic. It's still at a $92 million market cap. It's pulling back. Full disclosure, I think I said this on some videos too. I did open up a small position just for fun. I'm in it like the 2.5 range. So I'm actually technically down. I'm going to just hold it, see what happens. It's hot number 1. It's been there on Dex Tools for a while. I mean, the stories are crazy. What was the one dude put in $12 and
$25 of Ethereum? $25.
$25 turned into what? $1 million?
I actually did a video on Frog Millionaires. Check it out. $25.
There it is.
$25 of Ethereum. So
Frog Millionaires. I love it.
Forget your sports betting. Forget your casinos. Forget going to the movies. All you needed was some Pepe. And
man, I've been seeing all the comments, frogs over dogs and blah. Listen, I don't think Doge and SHIB are going anywhere, full disclosure, but it does feel like it's kind of meme season a little bit. It feels like, things are a little bit boring in the market. This is when it happens. Things get a little bit boring, right? It's like, things are just kind of lulling. Everybody's lulling to sleep, getting lulled to sleep. And it's like, boom, here comes Pepe. And not too long ago, what was the one that launched on Solana that went nuts? I think it's quieted down now. Bonk, right?
Oh God, yeah,
That
bonk.
one friggin' went nuts. So you have these cryptos like this that, let's just call it what it is. They have no real utility until they do, right? Until they become a Doge or SHIB where they move from meme coin to utility token. There is no utility. The community is the utility. It's fun, it's exciting, and it's all social media driven and meme driven, Elon Musk driven. So what do you think about Pepe? Does it have staying power?
I gotta agree with Boca on this one. I think Pepe's just, I think a lot of people, when it comes down to, is a lot of these, the mainstay cryptos, whether they be altcoins, meme tokens, whatever you want to call them, they come up with these little sidecars, and it's there's a lot of money that was lost once the markets crashed, and a lot of this is just initiative, and to get up, get in, and get out. And I think that's what you're seeing, and it's not just from us as traders and enthusiasts within crypto. I think there's a lot of developers, that side of thing. Like there's blood in the water because a lot of people are trying to get back to where they came from, and there was a big come down. So there's a lot of room to make up, and I think that's whether it be good or bad. I mean, everyone in this live stream could have made money on Pepe. So it's there. It's not like it's an exclusive. It's there. We all had the opportunity to get on to Pepe, and just like the guy to turn $25 into almost $1 million, you got to kind of just be like, just tip your cap and move on, because there's going to be another.
100%. And I think it's important. Like, if you're going to chase this stuff, don't chase it with all your money. I mean, don't go all in. I mean, guys, when I tell you, like, I'm just throwing a dart, I'm throwing a dirt. I'm literally rolling the dice, okay, at the craps table in Vegas. If it works out, it works out. If not, it'll be okay. And whatever that dollar amount is, that's how you got to think about it. I mean, these are they're casino plays, right? I mean, it's you're at the casino, but you're at home, right? I mean, that's what this is. But somebody said, I still don't know where to buy XRP in the US. So there's actually a bunch of good videos. I've actually got one on this. This is from last year, but I think all three of these ways are still available to you, Brewfish. So Uphold is one of the centralized exchanges, if that's the route you want to go. There's also a way where you can buy it XLM, which is Stellar, on a centralized exchange, swap it to XRP, and then get it over into your wallet. So if you want to check it out, if you just type in how to buy XRP in the US, there's some good videos. I think there was another really good video. This guy has a really good video too, Lando Success. I watched his too, so he breaks it down. And I've got one here for you too up here. So there's some good ways to do that. I would just check out one of those and see what's best for you, man. And there are ways you could still get it in the US. It's not as easy as it should be, but yeah, it's definitely out there for you. But yeah, Pepe, man, it was fun, and congratulations to everybody who killed it. I did get some messages from some people. Hey, I'm up, I'm 10x on Pepe. What should I do? And I'm like, dude, get your money out of there. At least get your basis out of there. Lock in some profits, man. People don't say that enough, man. Get your money and run sometimes, right? Especially with things like this. Let's see who else we got. Ultrasound. It's going to stay there till they win the suit. Yeah, talking about XRP. What do you think about Gala? Love it, Chris. Nothing's changed for me. I just created a new video on Gala not too long ago. They are moving to a V2, guys. So definitely go to their Twitter. They break it all down, or check out my video, and some others have content on it, I'm sure. Listen, it's in a bear market, but the sentiment around Gala, what am I trying to say? The reason why I love Gala in 2021 is the same reason I love it now. It has not changed. It is an ecosystem. They're not building out one game. Earlier this year, they actually had a nice run up because they acquired a major mobile gaming studio, Ember Entertainment, which had millions of users. They're now going into mobile gaming. They're already in PC gaming. They've got 14, 15 games being built there. The guy running the show over there, Zynga, is coming from Zynga Games. They've had a ton of success. All those check the box for me. I think GameFi is going to have its day. I can't tell you when. I don't have a crystal ball. I think it's going to be sometime next big bull cycle. Gaming, crypto, and GameFi will have its day, and I think Gala will be at the forefront. That's my opinion. Do your own research. Do your own due diligence. But I'm an investor. I'm putting my money where my mouth is there on Gala. So I feel like 50K in the stock in crypto. I lost like 50K in this stock in crypto BS. Philip, man, I mean, hang in there, brother. I mean, and listen, you know, you don't lose if you don't sell. And I know sometimes it's better to take losses, but I mean, I think everybody's portfolio on crypto and stock market is upside down. I know mine is. I mean, especially if you're in like Tesla and what was it? Amazon last year, Mark was down 50%. So was Dogecoin.
Oh yeah.
Right. So hang in there, man. I mean, things will turn. It feels like in a bear market, things will never get better, but they do. You just got to trust the process.
Crazy fact out there: the United
Yeah.
States government owns more Bitcoin than Tesla. Just that's kind of a little factoid for you guys.
That is pretty nuts. And that's through what? Through like Silk Road and things like that, where they've confiscated Bitcoin.
Seizures, yeah, I think that's it. So, you know, the United States government, you know, especially with the debt ceiling the way it is, they stand to make a lot with crypto still in play. So,
yep. KVI beat such a clickbait title. Listen, man, I wish I didn't have to do the clickbait title. I like if I didn't have to do it, I wouldn't do it. But it's YouTube, brother. I mean, this is the game we play. So, yeah, we're not saying the sky's falling, but that's why you're here, right? You saw the thumbnail. So that's how we got to play the game. Tell them to switch that up, and then we won't have to do that. Clickbait is good for fishing new members. Yeah, speaking of new members, subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that like button. Check out my buddy's channel as well. It's Not Your Father's Capital. Let me pull it up again. Head up the tab and let me pull that up. Not Your Father's Capital. Here it is. You can actually find it through Not Your Father's Crypto too. But there he is right here. Let me go to the actual main page. There he is. So let's get my guy Mark to 900. I think we could do it tonight. What do you think?
100%.
I think so. I mean, we're trying to get him to 1K, guys. He's been grinding 464 videos. If you guys don't know the YouTube grind, I'm telling you, it's something different. I mean, Mark, if you want to talk about that a little bit, I mean, your journey, you've been doing it for a little bit now, and I always stress. Yeah, go ahead.
It's the clickbait titles. It's you have to fight the competition. There's too much competition. Yeah. It has nothing to do with you guys. It's not, you know, the content's within, but you have to fight on the outside to get inside.
Yeah, and just in general, man, creating content every day, you know, these people who do this, you know, it's not easy, man. And listen, there's way harder jobs out there. I totally understand it. But I mean, it's not easy to grow a channel. So anybody out there who's grinding and doing it, I mean, hats off to you. And if you're thinking about doing it, do it. I mean, everybody's passionate about something. Everybody cares about something. Make a channel. I mean, you have a voice. That's what's really cool about YouTube. I mean, literally, you don't need to get hired by a platform or a you know, big, you know, what do you call it, network or whatever. You can create your own. So do it. I mean, definitely. But let's see what other top stories are there out there aside from, you know, the big story today I thought was Coinbase and just kind of it's been kind of quiet this week. What else was there? Was something I missed? Apple's new savings account was pretty interesting. That came out, I think, earlier this week. So many things happened, man. Then I forget like what happened 2 days ago. What was the stuff with Do Kwon? There was something with Do Kwon. Does anybody still care about that guy? What's going on with him? Yeah, something happened with him. I forget what the heck it was, but here, let's see what's happening in
Montenegro. They're coming after him.
Yeah, that's what it was. All right, let's see. Drop his link. There it is right there. Did you drop that in there?
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Not Your Father's Capital. There it is right there. Coinbase will add your Gala V2. Okay, yeah. A lot of people asking about this, and I tried to respond to as many people as I could on that video. Coinbase will add your Gala V2, but I'm not a fan of holding it on exchanges. Yeah, Boca's right. So they said they're going to do their best. They're working with all the partners for the Gala V2. To be safe, though, move it over to your own wallet. I mean, not your keys, not your crypto. If the FTX thing taught any of us anything, don't hold a lot. Don't hold perhaps any crypto on centralized exchanges. Use it as an off-ramp. You know, that's my 2 cents. I mean, I know you use the Ledger, Mark, right? You hold most of your crypto over there.
Exactly. Yeah. Stuff you're not planning on selling, or if you want to stake something, that's a great avenue for that as well. And it helps you not react to, like, if in emotional times, it's kind of hard to, it's a lot easier to sell stuff on your phone, on your apps. But if you have that Nano Ledger X or something that's a cold storage, kind of helps you out sometimes staying level-headed and not getting caught up in the emotional side of things, because you got to go bust out the nano. So
that is true. Keeps your emotions in check for sure. Clayton says Stockmo. Shout out to Stockmo. That was one of the first guys on YouTube I listened to. Stockmo thinks Ethereum could eventually reach 1 million per coin. He's probably correct. Listen, Ethereum, I think, is going to do some amazing things. I think Bitcoin to 1 million per coin is more reasonable right now. I'm not saying it can't happen with Ethereum, right? But I've heard a lot of Bitcoin to 1 million by 2030. In fact, Kathy Wood has been very adamant about that from ARK Invest. But shout out to Stockmo. A hard wall is the way to go, Boca said. Yeah. Zen is going to be bigger than Hex. Yeah, Zen was a big thing this week. I saw a ton of comments on this. Buck40 says, what's a good wallet? Tim, right in there. Ledger. Yeah, Nano X Ledger, Buck40 for the money. Make sure you get it from the website, though. Don't do it on Amazon.
Don't get any deals. A lot of people offer discounts, codes. Make sure it's directly from the manufacturer and not opened.
Yes, definitely. And just go right to the site, pay the extra, whatever it's going to be. It's not crazy expensive, especially if you're holding the keys to your future there on it. So XRP correction could continue. Elliott Waves theory predicts wave 2 at 38 cents. So people out there watching prices fall, maybe XRP comes down even a little bit more to 38 cents. I actually, I think I covered this not too long ago. Was this article? No, this is a new article. I think they were talking about this with maybe another crypto, maybe Cardano, looking at Elliott Waves. But be interesting. Do you think we're going to get some further sell-offs this weekend, Mark? And I know we're playing the guessing games here, but what do you think? Oh, I think you're muted, bro.
Seen a lot of sell-offs overseas. You know, the Bitcoin liquidations that happened. I think, you know, you could just call it what it is. April was a good month for a lot of crypto. Cardano, XRP outpaced a lot of the other cryptos, and I think it's just natural. So like nothing's driving it. There was no meeting, you know, nothing's, you know, too crazy from a macro side of thing to change what's happening. It's just kind of, I think it's just kind of a natural pullback. I mean, that's just, you know, as good of a opinion I can put together.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of, and I don't know how much this really plays into it, but the sell-off started with a huge liquidation or a huge sell by one particular wallet, sold $470 million of Bitcoin. And that created kind of a cascade effect. This was earlier in the week. I can't remember if it was Monday or Tuesday. I remember talking about it and seeing it. That was earlier in the week. Maybe that kind of tumbled the market a little bit. And then CPI came in the UK, and it came in, you know, worse than expected. So there's a couple things. But other than that, I think you're right, Mark. I think it was like the market was also due for a correction because, you know, we saw a huge run up here these first 3.5 months. I mean, Bitcoin went up 70+%. It's still up 65% year to date. So, you know, I mean, little corrections in the market are part of the process, right? So we'll see where this kind of stops and we begin to consolidate. Something to watch for next month is the Feds. The Feds are going to meet again. It'll be interesting, as it always is, to see what Jay Powell says, right? Actually, here, I want to bring this over here too. Let me see here. So we were actually, I want to bring this just RSI is one of these easy indicators to look. So if we're looking at this, RSI right here on Bitcoin is down here at 42. If you look back here, see back here on March 10th, got down to 28. Look what happened when it got way oversold. Look what happened. Boom. Those buyers came roaring in, right? We saw a huge burst. So pay close attention to this RSI. If it dips down below 30, that's usually an oversold zone on Bitcoin, and usually buyers come racing in. We're not quite there yet. So if I'm extrapolating from that a little bit, maybe we have a little bit more downward pressure before we get oversold on the RSI, before we perhaps reverse. Again, that's just one metric, right? But it's something to watch. So Look at this up here. This is an indicator I'm using, by the way, guys. Possible retracement down. This flashed it on April 14th. More on this indicator down the line. I can't speak on it fully yet, but we'll speak on that down the line. That might be something that could be offered in a little bit down the line. Let's see. What do we got? What's the date for the Feds? What is it? The 15th or something? Let me see. I think it's the 15th. Fed meeting schedule. Let's see. Fed meeting schedule, FOMC. Oh, it's actually going to be beginning of the month. Okay.
Yeah.
Usually it's in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, because they didn't meet in April, so I guess that makes sense. May 2nd and 3rd. So right around the corner, actually. About 2 weeks away. So that'll be a big one, as it always is. So let's see what else we got. May 3rd, meeting an interest rate hike. Clayton was on it. Let's see. Please let me know if you know anything about Coin Metro Exchange. They sell XRP, but I don't know how safe it is. Coin Metro. Roberto, I do not know what that is. I haven't heard of that. Coin Metro. There's a lot of small exchanges out there. Chris, George is on now. Yep, George is the man. George is always streaming day and night. Awesome streamer on YouTube as well. Appreciate you, Chris. Mark, what do you say we wrap it up, man? It's Friday night.
Yeah, get everybody on their way. Enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, it was fun, man. Enjoyed talking shop with you a little bit. Parting words. What do you got? What do you want to tell?
Thanks for all you subscribe. Appreciate it. Check out the content.
Guys, check out Not Your Father's Capital. Let's get him to 1,000 here this weekend. Let's push my guy to 1,000 subs. He's putting out a ton of great content. Go check him out. Appreciate you guys. Maybe do a live stream tomorrow. We'll see. Let me know in chat real quick as we head on out of here if you want me to do more live streams. I think I know the answer, but I've got to give up some of the videos to do more lives, because once I go live, a lot of times it's like an hour or 2 hours. Like this is a short one, 47. Yeah, 47 minutes is short, man. This is like, okay, but we can do this. Maybe like 2 short ones a day or something. Boca said link it again. Definitely will do that. And here is the link. Boom. There it is. Let's go to 1,000. Let's do it, man. Mark, appreciate you, man. As always, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Yep. Take care, everybody. We'll see you.